close to signing of the agreement on the Turkish Stream pipeline project. We're expanding our energy partnership with Turkey, and we've agreed a discount for Ankara to purchase our gas. We're therefore moving to create a major energy hub here in Turkey.
Good morning. I'm joined by Luca Francis, who's our correspondent in Istanbul for following events for us. Good evening to you. We're hearing now from the President and President Putin happy with today's announcement, but just lay it out for us, really. I mean, why is this so significant? What will it achieve, this Turkish Stream pipeline?
Andrew, hello again. Well, all these observations about the warmth between the two leaders, their chemistry, friendly attitudes, they're being backed up by concrete steps, as you were saying. Many steps, in fact. Vladimir Putin announced the lifting of the crude imports ban from Turkey. Russia's moving forward with the construction of a nuclear power plant in the country. And finally, and most importantly, we've seen the papers for that being signed. That was the approval of the completion of the Turkish Stream pipeline project. That is, of course, that was frozen for almost a year with the souring of relations between Ankara and Moscow. It will see two pipelines built in the Black Sea, to which natural gas from Russia will be delivered to Turkey, and then this other branch will be used for Europe gas deliveries. That was something Washington has been against for quite a while, and they were warning Europe against being too much dependent on Russian natural gas imports, and that in that case also. These are the kind of things, essentially everything that's, or almost everything that came out of Istanbul today doesn't really sound like music to the ears of Washington.
I mean, as you mentioned there, just a few moments ago, or a few months ago rather, relations between the two countries were sort of pretty sour, weren't they? Almost inconceivable to believe that they could reach an agreement like this today, but on all counts, it seems to be that the meeting they've had has struck a very positive tone.
Well, yes, as I was saying, the tone was positive. We're looking at Vladimir Putin and Tayyip Erdogan getting back to that good old chemistry that we used to see between the two leaders. But speaking of these, let's say, commercial gains for both the countries, that wasn't the only thing that came out of this meeting. For instance, the two leaders agreed to some sort of military cooperation, military contacts for Syria. They were rather vague about it, but still it's very significant given that Turkey is a NATO member, a major ally of the U.S., as the U.S. are putting it, and of course a member of the U.S.-led coalition, anti-Islamic State coalition in Syria. Another important thing that Vladimir Putin mentioned during the press conference was that at the moment, Ankara and Moscow are both seeing eye to eye on Stefan de Mistura's proposal to free the city of Aleppo of armed rebels. So these are the kind of things, again, that I'm saying that, of course, won't be music to the ears of Washington. You really wouldn't hear those kind of developments out of an energy summit if you were in the U.S. administration. Speaking of the chemistry, of course, Vladimir Putin and President Erdogan, they also had little chats and conversations before their bilateral meeting when all the leaders got together for this World Energy Congress. Just take a look at how they interacted throughout the day. I just can't help mentioning again that while Russia and Turkey are really recovering their friendship, we can also remember that at this very moment, Moscow and U.S. relations are really getting very bad. They're falling out over Syria. Now, the crisis in Turkey-U.S. relationships began earlier after the summer coup attempt in this country. I can tell you that at that time, even though Vladimir Putin's relationships with Erdogan were quite difficult, he backed the Erdogan government straight away. But the U.S. has since then refused to extradite the alleged mastermind of the coup, which is U.S.-based British cleric Fethullah Gulen. Now, I can tell you that that drove Mr. Erdogan mad, despite some people in the U.S. administration maintaining all the time that Turkey is U.S.'s number one ally in the region. After that coup, and right now it seems President Erdogan really changed his mind about that.
One should be ashamed. Ashamed. It's not up to you to make that decision. Who are you? Know your place. Our diplomatic relations with these countries will absolutely continue, but they have no place in our hearts. I told you many times, you are beside us or those terrorist organizations. You haven't had a good grasp of them, and that's why the region turns into a sea of blood.
So really, the relations between Turkey, which is a NATO member, and Russia at this point are not only getting back on track, but edging towards a closer partnership. So it will be interesting to see what comes out of this and what kind of reaction this is going to draw from across the Atlantic.
Yeah, definitely a lot to digest there. Thankfully, that was our Accuse live there from Istanbul.